You have found it, the number one podcast for you. You who get up every day and get after it, bringing fitness to those around you, whether you know it or not. In this episode and every episode, we talk about important things. Yes.
And not so important things.
Those my gosh, that my specialty is not so important things. Yeah, the not so important things that I got are incredible. So this show is about bringing fitness full circle, physical health, wealth, risk, spiritual, all the different ways that we keep people fit. Stay tuned. Coming up.
So Brett, we're doing this one a little bit different today, aren't we?
Yep. This one is definitely different than the other ones. There was a bit of a mishap. I want to tell my story before you can tell your story. I'm gonna tell you my story.
Oh man.
Right. We're about to do this podcast. Like I've already produced this thing. I've already wrote this thing. We got this thing ready to go. All of a sudden, my co-host, not to name any names, she calls me up and she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna pile you with a bunch of excuses here on why I can't make it." And she's telling me blah 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 blah, not gonna happen. And so that's all I really heard. So I had to do this thing. I had to fly this thing solo. Everybody.
You know what? Now can I tell my side of the story?
Please do. It shouldn't differ much from mine.
I mean, I had my baby, okay? I'm just kidding. I did not have the we're still a few weeks out, but I will be having my baby soon. Now, what really happened that morning, Brett, my friend, is that somebody decided to drive way too fast on Monday morning on the Key Peninsula Highway, and they tried to drive around a garbage truck, and they lost control because they were a truck themselves, and they smashed into a light pole and like blew a transformer immediately or whatever. So my power went down at 7:47 that morning, and it did not come back for hours. So our highway was completely blocked for several hours, and I could not get to the taping of the original podcast with our amazing guests that I won't spoil quite yet. But that's what really happened, and I would appreciate you giving me a little grace on that because I had no internet and I had a toddler with me.
Just like I said, blah blah blah, not going to be there, right?
Anyway. You're right, Brett. I should have tried harder.
Anyway, Kim, in today's podcast, we talk about t-shirt time. I have been threatening people for weeks that I'm going to select somebody for our t-shirt. That's going to come right up. And we have a new segment that I created in my mind after the debacle where you faced me off against my wife. I wanted to come out with something fantastic. So I have named that monotune. We'll talk a little about that in a second. And just like we alluded to, it is t-shirt time.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Indeed.
And I got to say, Brett, when you teased this up a minute ago, you said that you have been threatening people with the t-shirts for some time now. That's true. I got this mental image of you just like throwing t-shirts at people, like take our free t-shirt.
Yeah,
take our free
I know.
T-shirt.
Yeah, if you give us a comment, you're getting a t-shirt. That's not how it works. But I will say this: Courtney Smith from Bremerton, she is the recipient of the drawing for our free t-shirt.
Her name is so familiar. Is that the same one that said that you talk too fast?
Which one would that be, right? I talk too fast. I talk too much. I don't talk enough. You said I didn't talk fast enough. Yeah, but Kim, thank you for painfully bringing that up. She is the one, in fact, that said something like, "I thought my phone was broken and you were talking at double speed." So
yes.
Yeah. But for that, she gets the passive aggressive nice t-shirt. So Courtney, you have effectively 5 minutes to call into the podcast to redeem your t-shirt. So time starts now. Now, Courtney, I got you on Facebook. I'll contact you and get you that t-shirt. Thank you so much for everyone to participate. We're going to continue to do this, so please continue to send the comments in. Positive comments only, because the software system will not even show us that it existed. So just so you know.
and just so everyone, just for clarity here, since I seem to be the clarity police. The reason why the negative comment of Brett talking too much made it to you is because it came from your wife.
Yeah, exactly. Directly. Yes. It's painfully obvious. Thank you so much for that.
Have a great day. I'll be here all day.
Yeah. I, flying solo for apparently some good reasons, had a special guest, Tara Scouten from John L. Scott. And Kim is going to help me break down that interview and how amazing job that Tara Scouten did.
I love that woman. I'm so sad I missed the live taping of that, but I'm excited to dive into it today and watch it with you, and also just talk about her because she's fantastic at what she does for our community.
And we're gonna get to that next.
Awesome.
Who's sitting next to me? Not my co-host, Kim Aker, but in fact, it's my special guest, Tara Scouten for John L. Scott. She is going to be doing the interview today.
Woohoo!
Anybody who's been on the Fitness Full Circle podcast, anybody who's listened to the Fitness Full Circle podcast knows that in order for our guests to do their guest segment, they have to play a game. And and typically that game was the pop culture pop quiz. But we kind of figured that you may not excel at the pop culture pop quiz. Very similar to I would not excel at the pop culture pop quiz.
Okay.
So for the first time in Fitness Full Circle podcast history, we're going to play a new game. It is called Name That Mono Tune. I am going to give her the most monotone lyrics possible to a song, and she is going to guess the song. But here's what it's going to be. I am going to give you a hint. I'm going to tell you the year, and I'm going to tell you the genre, and you tell me the artist in the song that it was.
Oh, I'm so bad at this stuff, but even when it's my favorite. But hey, I'm going to give it a go.
Perfect. The rules of this, because you were a new listener, you're 15 and a half new listener, is that you have to get at least second place in order to move on to your part of the interview.
Oh,
here's the good news. You're competing only against yourself. So
I'm already a winner.
But you must get at least second place.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Okay.
It's understood. We're good. Okay. So in Name That Mono Tune, number one, the year is 2013. The genre is pop. So it's popped, yeah. Don't ever say, I just walked away. I will always want you. I can't live a lie. Running for my life. I will always want you.
Well, I think Running for My Life must be part of it. The title, I'm guessing. I'm thinking so. It feels a little familiar. And 13, let's see. I'm gonna go Britney Spears.
Well, you had a 50-50 chance, but you're completely wrong. That was Wrecking Ball by Miley Cyrus.
Oh, Miley.
So,
darn it.
Okay, we're gonna back up the years a little bit.
Okay.
We're gonna stick with the pop genre, but we're gonna go 1999. Are you ready?
I think so.
My loneliness is killing me. I must confess, I still believe. When I am not with you, I lose my mind. Give me a sign.
Give Me a Sign by, I'm trying to think of her name, Debbie somebody. I can't even.
You're off by a decade.
I'm off by a decade.
Yeah, you're probably thinking of Debbie Gibson.
Debbie Gibson.
Yeah, you're off by at least a decade.
It sounded like something.
Yeah.
A decade.
Maybe a decade.
See, I told you I would not. This is not. Okay, a decade. Yeah, because she would have been 80s.
Yeah.
So we're 99.
Yeah.
Okay, so I give up.
Well, you should have stuck with Britney Spears because you hit it on that one. That was Baby One More Time.
Oh,
hit me, baby, one more time. Yeah, that's what that was.
Oh, hilarious. Okay.
All right, we're gonna pop is not your genre, so we're gonna switch genres briefly here. We're gonna go with the year is 2000, and the genre is nu metal.
Oh.
And so we're gonna do Because I'm losing my sight, losing my mind. Wish somebody would tell me I'm fine. Losing my sight, losing my mind. Wish somebody would tell me I'm fine.
Smashing Pumpkins?
Nope. That was Last Resort by Papa Roach.
Oh.
The Cut My Life into Pieces. This is my last resort.
I just don't.
No,
I'm not even sure if I know that. I mean, maybe
Okay.
if I heard it.
Okay, we're gonna back up the bus on this one.
Okay,
we're gonna back up the bus. 1982, right in your wheelhouse.
Oh my god.
1982. The genre is disco.
Oh.
And I think we're
Disco fever.
I think you're gonna have some. I was really surprised that the genre was disco on this. It was really kind of interesting, but nonetheless, are you ready?
I'm trying to. Yeah.
People always told me, be careful of what you do. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts.
Oh, I mean, I do know this song. Don't stop breaking hearts. Breaking my heart around. Is it that song?
Nope.
Oh,
you weren't even close.
Gosh. I went to a different heart song. I went to okay.
You're not gonna like this.
Okay. Oh gosh.
This was the king of pop, Michael Jackson, and that was Billie Jean.
Oh,
people always told me, be careful what you do.
Oh,
don't go around breaking young girls'
hearts. Yeah. Oh gosh. Thank you. I mean, I was feeling it at the beginning. Like I know this song.
It's the monotone. The monotone's gonna get at you every time. Okay.
I don't even know if yep, I'm gonna come in second for sure.
Yeah.
Or very last. If there's last place, I'm in last place.
We tried to paint people with that brush at all. 1987, top 40 is the genre. You ready?
Top 40. Casey.
Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you.
Now Journey. Now I'm thinking Journey.
Rick Astley. Never gonna give you up.
Never gonna let you down. See, gosh, I totally need a little harmony.
Okay.
Well,
we're gonna stick with the 80s because if you have any chance at all, it's gonna be in the 80s. So
right.
Okay, this is the genre is hard rock. You ready?
I'm gonna try. I'm trying my best. Yeah.
Come on, take a bottle, shake it up.
Break the bubble. Up.
Break it up.
Okay, but who did this song? This is the thing. It's like I could. Oh my God. When my friend Michelle hears this, she's gonna be so disappointed in me. Can I phone a friend?
Yeah, that's
was it Motley Crue? It's like somebody take the bottle, shake it up. Oh, I still won't get it. But
this was the iconic song of the 80s.
Yes.
Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard.
God, I'm going down. I'm going down. I'm going to be unfriended by several people after this.
There's two more left.
Oh, no,
and I'm not holding out any hope on this one. Okay. Bringing this back to recent. If you couldn't get it from the 80s, you couldn't get it from 90s. Let's do it from the 2020s. Let's see what we can do.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
I don't know. 2020, it's pop.
Let's say No Doubt.
It's coming down on me. Water like misery. It's coming down on me.
Pink.
This massacre is Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande, Rain on Me.
I'm just awful at this.
Okay.
Oh my God.
All right.
Oh, put me out of my misery.
The last one.
15.5.
The last one. Everyone knows this one. Okay.
Oh.
We're going back to 2013. So don't use Britney Spears or Britney Spears or Miley Cyrus are off the table, okay? But still 2013. Genre is dance. You ready? You held me down, but I got up. Get ready, because I've had enough.
2020?
2013.
2013. Is it Rihanna?
No, it is Katy Perry's Roar.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Oh my God, is it over yet?
Let me add this up real quick and let's see what the score was.
Negative.
It was,
negative.
You got second place. We don't need to announce the score on the air, but you got second place. Okay.
I mean,
Great job.
There went my pride, but
Yeah.
I'm a humble person.
Yeah. The amazing part about that though, is you get to move on to your interview.
Woohoo!
How about that?
I still sort of win.
You're
I'm
always a
still
winner.
winning.
Always a winner at Fitness Full Circle podcast.
Yeah. I'm trying to embrace that now. Yeah.
Deal.
Mm.
So I am super glad to welcome our guest, Tara Scouten, to the show. She scored second, which allows her to move on to her. The whole reason why she came here, other than to hang out directly with me, was to do her part. So Tara Scouten was born in Minnesota. We're not going to talk about what year, but she was born in Minnesota. She lived there for quite some time. You came up a bit impoverished, single wide trailer, and family didn't have a lot, but you had some ambitions. The ambitions was that you wanted to be the first one to go to college.
Yeah.
And you wanted to own your own home. And that was kind of the passion that pushed you forward. And so you went to work on that. You became a therapist and worked all kinds of different capacities as a therapist, made your way up to the beautiful Pacific Northwest in 2004. Yeah. You have an amazing daughter who just turned 14, Ayla. That is fantastic. And I know she's a lot of the motivation for what you do. And one of the things that I know about you, Tara, is when you do something, you don't do it little, you do it all the way. And so because of that, she's got multiple awards as a real estate agent, many coveted awards across the board. And I am super, super happy to have Tara Scouten on as a John L. Scott realtor.
Thank you, Brett.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So one of the questions that we always like to ask our guests is, this podcast is about fitness. So how do you keep your clients fit, whether it's on the buyer side or the seller side? Tell us a little about how you keep your clients fit.
I think the biggest thing is when I think about fitness, because buying and selling have both really different sides, is education, right? So it's educating them about the process and going through and letting them know whether, let's take the buyer side, maybe your first time buyer who might need more fitness and more knowledge and more education than an experienced buyer. But the first time home buyer needs to know, hey, in this market, you need to find a great lender. Do you need some? Do you know some? Let me give you some great referrals of some I work with who close deals on time or have great success and have options I think are going to fit you. Whether it be a land loan or construction land build or new construction, what it means to go with a new construction lender. So it's just about knowledge. So first we're going to start out with getting them connected with a great lender. Then we're going to start talking about hopes and dreams and what's the reality. And after they're approved, start looking. And we're going to talk about things on homes, like noticing this roof looks a little older from experience, and we can have an inspection to really verify that. In the Midwest, Northwest, the Pacific Northwest, we get a lot of rain. So we have a lot of wood rot. What's that mean? We live in the woods because it's a beautiful place and we're surrounded by beautiful nature. What does it mean to know what the basement should look like, or a crawl space where we frankly live in the woods with a lot of rodents. So it's a lot of little tidbits as we go along through the process, all the way to finding the one and writing it up. And how do we write it up well so that we win the deal for them and get them their dream home? But I would say the fitness is in education. Financial education, insurance education. What does title and escrow mean? It can be a big foreign language to a lot of people. And it's also largely, I go back to my therapist land of really, you have two ears and one mouth, and how do you listen to somebody?
I love that. That's fantastic. So, but I know, and I also know that in the way that you keep your clients fit, you do a lot of extras. I mean, a real estate agent can be somebody who just drives around and shows them houses, but you take things to the next level. I mean, you do so many amazing things with especially with sellers. Can you maybe talk about some of the things you do that's possibly unique to you that you do to help keep sellers fit in the market?
Sure. Well, sellers, I do a two-part CMA, which a lot of agents don't do, or they'll do an online, phone call, throw out a number, but I want to meet the person. I want to walk their property with them. I want to know the ins and outs so that when I do a market analysis, I'm comparing apples to apples, because we have very micro neighborhoods around here. We can have a $2 million waterfront next to an older manufactured home that's been in the area a long time. So how do I really find, what's unique about your home? What have you updated since you last saw it? Hey, can I help you even bring some boxes? I have clients that moved last week. I can run you over some boxes to start decluttering. I follow up with the second appointment then after I've done the analysis work in the background and really digging in to find that finite number and what I call the sweet spot of a range I'm going to suggest you list in. And that sweet spot is knowing where I think activity is going to drive buyers to the home, to drive up interest, to hopefully get them the best price for the home. But I also include things like a staging consult or staging. I include cleaning or deep cleaning if it's necessary. Sometimes people don't need that. They need, the front yard landscape. So let's have that curb appeal. I do a lot of extras where I know it's helping them, helping me, win-win, sell this home.
And Tara, those are all great things that you do. And I know even more things, the value that you add to that, even more things. Can you tell our listeners maybe a couple more things that you do that's unique to you as a realtor?
Sure. I mean, I think what's a couple more things that's super unique is I always hire and go after the best online photographer and videographer I can find. And sometimes that's doing day and night shots for listings, drone and or video, or all of the above in a package. And just making sure I track the photos I see online and I track the professionals in the area. And that makes it's that first impression that more than 90% of people start looking online today. So we have to do that. A few other things are just, I'm always that constant person who people continue to reach out to. Who do you know who's a junk hauler? I've got a great junk hauler. Yes. Roofers, contractors, handyman. So you have to have your toolkit of all the people who are going to help them out, get their home listed. Or, when you do an inspection, we need those things repaired before it's sold. So we need those people in our back pocket that we can call on and trust.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thanks.
Fantastic. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. And that's what I know. I know a lot of agents. And then every time I talk to you about the things that you do, I'm always blown away to say, gosh, you are a premium agent. It's you go to bat for those clients. And at a lot of times at a cost to you for a lot of those things to make sure that they get top dollar for their homes.
I mean, I think that there's a kind of a myth out there that realtors just like HGTV make a ton of money, have a lot of time, and they're not on their phone all the time, which I constantly am. Today's markets jump high, jump how fast, answer calls fast. You have to be ahead of the market.
Yeah.
And, and all that is on the listing side, having all those things right and ready day one, right agent, right price, looking right, and being ready to hit the market running.
Sure. Now that's fantastic. Everything that you said for those buyers and sellers. So let's say that there's somebody that's in that channel right now, or in that lane right now. What advice would you give to somebody who may be going into that buyer or seller mode? How can, and to put it in the fitness full circle phrase, how can people help keep themselves fit?
Well, it depends. I mean, every situation is so different. And that's the part I love, is getting to know each individual and what they need and want. And to help get them fit, I need to know where they're at and where they want to be. And so it's really sitting down, having that conversation, in-depth conversation, and where they're at. Are you a first-time home buyer who first has to go speak to a lender, maybe remedy some credit issues, which might be a 3 or 6 month deal? Or are you somebody who's downsizing, they have a lovely home to list and they have cash burning, but they want to be downsized from a 2-story to a 1-story in a fast manner, and we're going to get them into a home first so they're comfortable and settled, and they're going to pay cash, and then we're going to sell their home. So I mean, the spectrum, or even all our local lovely VA buyers, is just so different. Are you going to use VA? Do you want to use VA Navy Fed? And is that good or bad, or let's talk about it? Versus a competitive local mortgage lender who also packages really strong VA loans. And they all mean different things. So it really just depends so much on having the conversation, listening, and then taking action.
Sure. How can people, if people are in that market or people want some more information, how can people get a hold of you? How is it best that they can contact you?
The easiest way is to contact me really through my cell, and often text because I am on the road, or call me, but Tara at John L. Scott, Hillsborough office, 360-620-0577, or Tara at my last name, Scouten, SCOUTEN.com, Tara at Scouten.com.
Perfect. And for those that want more information, of course, we will always drop this in the chat. Always drop the information in there so that you'll be able to contact her directly if you need anything. So that was fantastic. So we like to take things a little further with our interview people. So we like to ask you a couple of things. If you were to have an autobiography, what would that autobiography be titled?
You know, I think, I mean, on one hand, I feel like it's like I'm a kind of a gritty, hardworking person, you know, started my first job at 13, and, you know, hard work pays off. But on the other hand, I feel like it's about my background of just saying yes and embracing. So it's some hybrid of that. So it might just be embrace or say yes.
I love that. That's fantastic. So in Fitness Full Circle twists that we do, if Embrace was made into a movie, who would be cast for your character?
Oh, well, I have no idea. Let's see. I mean, ironically, people sometimes have said I look like Renee Zellweger, which I don't think I do at all.
I can see that. If that's not offensive, I would say that.
I guess we're both short and blondish. I mean, I don't know. And I like her a lot. I think she's a great actress and adorable, but I mean, I just don't see that. But a handful of people have said that. So I guess I'd go with Renee Zellweger.
Well, maybe she's one of the 14 and a half. So we can look into that. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Well, that was a tremendous job. We now get to put you through the grinder.
Oh, the grinder.
Yeah. The grinder
I think I'm ready.
You are. I mean, after you dominated the Name That monotune, you should be ready for this one. So
don't make me spit out my water. Wow. All right. I'm ready for the grinder.
So the grinder is a series of simple would you rather questions pertaining to things in the podcast, occupational specific stuff, or whatever I feel like.
Oh, okay. Would I rather?
So
all right. I would rather not play music games.
Yeah, deal. Noted. That doesn't come up. So what would you rather be involved in? Starter homes or forever homes?
Starter homes. Yeah, I mean, forever homes are great because you're finding that person, that final like dream where you know they're going to stay there for a while, and just, you know, often around here it's downsizing and wanting a one story, which there aren't enough of. I mean, there are a lower supply. We need many more one stories. But starters are fun and exciting. In starter for me, I want to say first time home buyer. Starter new construction is a whole different animal and has a lot more complications and is usually delayed. And they're excited to be in a new home, but they don't understand it's often delayed and comes with several hiccups that are not within my control at all, nor theirs usually.
Yeah.
So, but first time home buyers.
First time home buyers.
Yeah, I'd say first time home buyers. Good. So they're excited. I love listening to them. I love walking them through those educational steps of process and how we do it, how we get there, and how we find them the right one.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We are both large fans of HGTV. Mine sometimes is just by osmosis, but that's what's on. But I had one for you. Who would you rather be a host for? Beachfront Bargain Hunt or Fixer Upper? Fixer Upper. Yeah.
I mean, I'm an investor and I've done 2 big Fixer Uppers, and it's, for me, it comes back to my creative clinical art therapy and art background and a little bit of design. And I love that process. I want to fix it up. I want to make it new. I want to have a new stamp, and that's the creative process.
Nice.
Fixer Upper.
From the home buyer's perspective, from somebody coming into a purchase, Would you rather see the carpet replaced or a carpet credit?
Carpet replaced, because first impression is everything. Yep. People think I'll just give a credit to that, but there's nothing beyond first impression.
Mhm.
Yeah. Or another carpet thing that comes up a lot in real estate is like, I'm going to get the carpets cleaned, but I see they have 3 dogs and 1 cat. And so sometimes I say, like, let's just spot clean it because the carpet and the pad look and feel really pretty good. And a lot of times what people don't know is, depending on the carpet cleaning company, they will leave it kind of wet, and that will bring up some odor from the pets and the pad and the carpet. And unless it's dried out and aired out really well, we don't want that in the house.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, you dominated that one. Yeah, you got all those right.
I'm winning now.
Yeah, you're winning. You're back to first place. Look at that. Okay, so now we move on to fit or flop, which is a bunch of occupational specific show related topics that you answer fit if it's a good idea, or flop if it's not so much.
Okay.
Okay. For sale by owner.
Oh, flop. I obviously, not only because I'm an agent, but people think they can save a lot of money, and sometimes that works really well in this hot market. I also wrote up a lot of for sale by owners. People that don't know they can still work with an agent. Commissions and rates are negotiable, and they still want that good representation. But if it's truly for sale by owner and they're going to just write it up amongst themselves, a lot of times they're on, I can't think of a statistic right now, but they're on a lot longer and they don't have good representation. And why you have a realtor is you want fair, equitable representation, and you want somebody in your corner for this large, stressful expense exchange in your corner representing you the best they can. And you want the legal paperwork behind you to support it later in case something happens down the road that wasn't foreseen.
The do-it-yourself world is just run rampant, not only in my occupation as a personal trainer, but with Kim. Kim will attest to that in the insurance world, and obviously in the real estate world. On that same lines of DIY, Zillow estimates, fit or flop?
Well, the biggest flop is they're only an algorithm, right? And so a lot of people don't go into their Zillow account and really analyze it and make sure at least their data points that are only an algorithm are accurate. I've seen three bedroom homes listed as 1 bedroom and square footage way off. So if your data isn't even close to right, it's off, right? And I believe, I know there's a way to drill down per county. And the last time I did Kitsap, they believe they're about 40% accurate in their listing price to what could be a sale price. But I did a listing appointment over the weekend, and most of those were off by 20% after solds, because I have a report that will run that. And eyes and ears to the ground, knowing micro neighborhoods, knowing that this waterfront, even though it's next to something else, is still going to sell at X, and having eyes and ears in home is the only way you're going to get an accurate market analysis of what you can sell for.
Sure. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great. You got through fit or flop too. You did a fantastic job. You made it through the entire podcast. You did amazing.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, we're glad to.
Yeah.
So we want to thank our special guest, Tara Scouten, for coming out from John L. Scott Realty. Guys, if you are in this market, if you are thinking of buying, if you're thinking of selling, there's no greater time than now. I know there's been some changes in the market, but there's really no greater time. And if you need that, reach out to my friend Tara Scouten. Her information is going to be in the description, so you guys will be able to get a hold of her. All right, Kim, what an amazing interview with Tara. I'm really interested to hear what your feedback is, not about necessarily my part because I did an amazing job, but what kind of hit you about Tara's interview that really stood out to you?
Yeah, you messed up so little there. I'm so proud of you, Brett. I mean, I'm so sad I missed that. I guess I just need to be gone for you to do a better job. I don't know.
Evidently, I rise to it.
No, it was so fun to hear her speak, and she is just such an expert in her field, and we are really lucky to have her right here in our own backyard in Kitsap County. So I would also just point out that just from knowing her and working alongside her and sharing some clients with her, I would say that her attention to detail for her industry is just phenomenal. She really does do anything and everything beyond just what a realtor's at minimum would do to help you sell your home or buy a home. She's going to always go the extra mile with the video work, the photography, the staging, like she's thought of all of those things. And I think she was pretty humble and not speaking too much to that, but she really does bring a lot to the table as a realtor for her clients. So can't say that enough. She's just phenomenal in that space. And I love her heart too for first time buyers. Like she said, she's really busy. She's been the best of Kitsap many times now, best of the best. And so she works with a handful of people, but she loves to take the time for those first time buyers. And what a magical experience that is when you're walking through that for the very first time and investing in that major property that, is oftentimes obviously your largest investment of your entire lifetime. So, I actually also love that side of things, just being on the insurance. You usually start with the realtor or the lender. They work together in tandem. And then after the contract is in place, they come to the insurance agent. But that's my favorite part too, is working with those first time home buyers and walking them through what each of their coverages mean. So I just love her heart on that. And I'm glad that we were able to highlight her today. And I'm so sad that I missed it in person.
Yeah. And, Kim, and I really like what you said there. I mean, it's so remarkable. She's in a luxury alliance. She sells luxury homes too, but that's not her passion. Her passion is working with new couples, first time buyers, to walk them through that. And just absolutely incredible. Very selfless real estate agent, which is really phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're in the market to check some things out, I would definitely make sure she's on your list of people to speak with, because she's here for you. And we really love her slogan too. We really do get to live here. This is Kitsap County. I was born and raised here. As a kid, you don't quite have the appreciation that you do when you come back as the adult. And this is a wonderful place to be.
Yep, we get to live here. That's phenomenal. Absolutely. So all in all, not bad, huh?
That was pretty fun. It's fun to watch it after the fact too. Like, not being present in the room, but getting to see the interview happen.
Yeah.
And you didn't screw it up too bad. So
no,
I mean,
I know. Yeah. When you called me, panic set in. I was like, what do I do now? So
I guess
I did what I do best. I just talk.
This was just fate's way of helping you prep for when I'm gone here in a few weeks for my maternity.
Oh gosh, absolutely. So, I'm not even trying to think about that at all. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just gonna say to our listeners right now, just give Brett all the grace in the world while I'm gone. Just don't lose hope in our show. I'm just kidding. No, you're gonna do a phenomenal job. I'll miss being present in some of the upcoming tapings that we're gonna do. I should have at least one or two more with you before I have this baby, but it'll be so fun to come back, and I'm looking forward to what we're doing in 2023 with Fitness Full Circle. So thank you for being my amazing co-host.
Yeah, thank you. Right, and thank you to our special guest Tara Scouten for doing an absolutely phenomenal job. All of her contact is going to be in the description, so you'll be able to get a hold of her. I really encourage you to do that. Kim, one of the last episodes leading up to your hiatus. Next episode, Jonathan King from American Acupuncture is going to be here talking about Eastern medicine. This guy is phenomenal. He is like a walking encyclopedia. I'm super excited to get him on and have him tell us how he keeps his clients fit with Chinese medicine or Eastern medicine. It's absolutely phenomenal. Tune in for that. And as always, leave us a comment and get a t-shirt, right?
Yes, just like Courtney got her t-shirt.
I'm going to threaten again. Leave us a comment and get a t-shirt. No, but thank you to Courtney and everybody else who leaves comments. It's so much appreciated. We love it. And that's absolutely phenomenal. Hey, I also wanted to break something to you that you didn't know because you weren't here. We have gained a 15th and a half listener. She even said she's going to round it up to 16. Tara Scouten has promised that she is going to be our 15 and a half listener. We are growing at a rampant rate. So in listener comments this week, super cool thing, Kim. Somebody posted on Rando Facebook page. Does anybody know of a really awesome local Kitsap County podcast? And the Fitness Full Circle podcast came out in force. And I just wanted to give a shout out to a couple of ladies that shouted us out. Tina from Silverdale and Brittany from Spanaway. They got on top of that. They not only shot the names over, they shot podcasts over for the person to listen to. And it was really super cool to watch our Fitness Full Circle Nation just come out there and just shout us out. And if you think about that from a percentage standpoint, we have 15 and a half listeners. 2 of our listeners jumped on top of that. Man, that is a huge percentage of our listenership that was shouting us out. So that was really, really cool.
That's really fun. Think of where we started and where we are now. I mean, we went from like 0 listeners to like 15 and a half. So
hey, don't spoil the surprise. We're unveiling our 15 and a half listener later on in the show. So don't spoil that surprise.
Perfect.
We also have Carly in Portershire. Carly asked a really important question about not so important topics. She said, how do you come up with your not so important topics? And Carly, the magician is going to unveil his tricks. Mm-hmm. You know how I get those? You, Carly, people send me information all the time to say, hey, this is the goofiest thing that I've ever seen. Can you talk about this on the air? So yes, although I do farm some of my own stuff, a lot of that is crowdsourced from our amazing listeners sending us not so important stuff. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was super fun. It was just a super different format than we've been doing, but we had a great time with it. I hope everyone had a great time as well.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right.
Bye,
Get out
everybody.
there, make it a great day.